Key factors for speed, basic mechanics, and what separates a sprinter from other athletes. Importance of power and speed. Understanding how explosive power and speed endurance are fundamental to a good sprint performance. Acceleration versus maximum speed. Difference between acceleration phase and maximum speed and how each phase impacts performance. Chapter 2. The role of ground force. Horizontal versus vertical force. Why sprinters should focus on pushing against the ground horizontally rather than lifting the knees. Example from elite athletes. Insights from coaches like Tom Tellez, and examples from athletes like Carl Lewis. Chapter 3. Acceleration phase. Detailed look into how 70% of energy is used during the acceleration phase. Impact on performance. How acceleration affects the remainder of the sprint, including top speed and speed maintenance. Strategies for acceleration. Techniques to improve acceleration, including strength training for leg power and drills for explosive starts. Chapter 4. The role of technique and training. Role of repetition sprint training. How repetition helps strengthen the brain-muscle connection and makes sprinting movements smoother and more automatic. Importance of power and balance. Understanding how small imbalances or power leaks can affect sprint performance. Single leg exercises. Why top coaches like Stephen Francis include single leg exercises to maximize force production and efficiency. Chapter 5. Start and block positioning. Getting a strong start. Importance of block positioning and how to maintain balance for a powerful takeoff. Common mistakes. Why beginners and even pros sometimes lose efficiency during their start due to poor foot placement. Improvement techniques. Tips for holding position, practicing pushes, and enhancing reaction time. Chapter 6. Diet and nutrition for sprinters. Importance of diet beyond protein. How specific foods can influence muscle response and sprint performance. Role of myelin sheath. Explanation of how nutrition impacts the speed of signal transmission from brain to muscles. Nutritional tips for fast transmission. Overview of foods that support better neuromuscular function and response time. Chapter 7. Effective exercises for sprinting. Recommended exercises for speed and power, including plyometrics and ground contact drills. Why focus on ground force? How focusing on exercises that improve ground force can help increase stride length and frequency. Real-world examples, case studies of elite athletes and their training regimens for sprint-specific power and speed. Chapter 8. Common misconceptions in sprint training. Knee lifting versus ground force. Why bringing the knees up is often misunderstood and the importance of focusing on ground push. Overcoming myths with research-based techniques. How recent research is changing the way coaches approach sprint training. Have Chapter 9, Conclusion and Practical Tips. Key takeaways for aspiring sprinters. Summary of essential practices and mindset for improving sprint performance. Practical training tips. Tips for incorporating these techniques into a regular training routine. Continuous improvement. Encouragement to focus on consistency, proper form, and targeted nutrition for long-term growth.